Hello my friends, so I welcome you to another session. In today's session, I have channeled the Pleiadians to ask about three things in particular, okay? The first thing that I have asked about is about a mysterious rocket which had crash landed on the moon. And this was, I believe, covered by many other social media sites as well. And I will show you a clip of that before the session begins. There was a mysterious rocket which even the scientists do not know whose rocket it was and where it came from, okay? And it was very different in the way it reacted. So I asked the query about whose rocket it was in this session and why did it crash land on the moon, so which is really fascinating to understand. The other thing that I have asked about is about how the new earth currency will work. Okay, the new earth currency, because many of us, we always wanted to know what kind of changes will happen in the new earth. So in the same way, I also wanted to know what type of currency will we have in a new earth, okay? Will we have money like we know it, or will it be something else? So they have explained it in stage-wise, okay? Like they have explained it in terms of, what will happen in the beginning sub-octave of fourth density, then in the second subdensity of fourth density, and so on, okay? So they have explained it in terms of that. So there are 5 things we can learn from this, 5 things about the new earth currency which we can learn from this session. And the other thing that is explained is about, this is very interesting, okay? I always wanted to know, what does a fourth density being, how does a fourth density being live their life? I mean, during their waking daytime, how do they think? Do they think thoughts? Do they have inner conversation? Do they imagine? How do they live their life, right? And the answer is given in the session. It's mind-blowing, and if we apply what has been explained in the session, our life will have a new dimension. Let me tell you that much, okay? And also, I want to say that, in this session will take away all of your confusion. So, if you have any confusion about, the new earth currency, just consider it to be over, okay? So your confusion will be over from today. And then the other thing is, this session has a very high likelihood that the elites or the people in power, they may suppress it. So, it could be deleted or taken down, okay? So before the session begins, I just want to say a big thank you to all of you for liking the video, as it helps to reach out to people who need it in a spiritual way at this time. And let me play the video of the moon rocket landing, then the session begins. Here we go.
Rocket body crashed into the moon's surface in early March. Measuring more than 90 feet wide together, these craters are much smaller than those left by previous collisions, and those were all found solo.
I don't know if that's ever going to be explained, to be honest with you.
Most spent rockets are basically an empty fuel tank carrying most of their mass at the motor end. But NASA says the unexpected double crater means this rocket's body may have had a large mass at both ends. And unlike dozens of previous collisions, this one was unplanned.
We are the Pleiadian social memory complex, now communicating through the vibrations offered by this channel system of mind, body and spirit complex. We are now communicating from our density known as the later fifth density consciousness. Our seat is found in the location referred to by your people as the Pleiadian star system. We communicate now. However, before we address the queries in the mind space of this instrument, we would like to warn each one of you who shall listen to this message to choose wisely the types of thought forms you accept to be true. and to let go of those thought forms which do not resonate with your inner heart. We, the Pleiadians, are now communicating and are going to share with you the answer to the queries which have been placed today before our consciousness. The first query, which pertains to what was the mystery rocket which was found landing and crashing on the moon's surface. We, upon scanning the information, must state that this crashing of the mysterious rocket, shall we say, by your people was the rocket which was inhabited by the Orions and the Reptilians, and they have now infiltrated upon moon for a specific purpose, which is to try and capture the energy vibrations of communication appearing from the Earth planet. As the satellite known as Moon finds itself in proximity to the Earth planet, there are many numerous communication channels which the people of your planet, shall we say, communicate using the vibratory systems of your planet in thought forms of numbers and words. The Orions and their reptilian counterpart, along with the gray entities, had decided to enter into the moon's surface, and this crash, which was spotted by many of the so-called scientists upon your planet, was an indication of the entry of the reptilians, the Orions, into the moon's surface. We, upon scanning the vibrations available to us, given by the Ashtar Command Collective, which are responsible for protecting your galaxy along with the Galactic Federation, we are of the opinion that this was caused primarily because of trying to capture all of your energy devices and satellites in the coming days. These Orions, they want to filter the information that people of your planet get access to. In a similar manner, there is the so-called by your people, the check upon the types of information which can be seen by certain entities upon the Earth planet. In a similar manner, the Orions, they want to get an overview of the information which is being received via the process of communication through satellites, and they want to intercept every single communication in the coming days, as they are preparing to do so along with many of the elites of your planetary vibration at this space-time. The other query, which pertains to what is the currency of the new Earth? In this regard, we must state that the new Earth currency, as referred to by this instrument, relates to a type of monetary system which will be activated upon your Earth planet, as the Earth planet and the human civilization cycles completely into the beginning sections of the fourth density consciousness, which it is in the process of completing. As the planetary vibration is shifting from later third into the fourth density, there is a large number of distortions of lessons to be learned, wherein the first lesson to be learned is that the currency which is of most valuable in the new Earth is known as your own consciousness. In the beginning stages, there will be a decentralized currency system, shall we say, similar to that known by a people as, in your language, vibratory sound complex terms as Bitcoin. This will allow the people of your planet to transition from centralized to a decentralized system of monetary consciousness in the beginning stages, which is fast approaching your planetary vibration. This will bring forth a new age in your so-called financial system, and this will last as long as the second subdensity of the fourth density begins, wherein the people of your planet will not require such currency because they will have their consciousness become so advanced that they will be able to create what they desire using imaginative faculties of the mind, and also using many factors which can be still utilized by the people of the Earth planet at this time. Such creation, using the imaginative faculties and the inner self, is becoming more and more common upon your space-time of the Earth planet. Therefore, we can also sense that after the second subdensity of the fourth density, the main currency will be your own consciousness, which means that each one of you can prepare yourself for this new type of currency or exchange of consciousness, as consciousness will be the power behind all creative actions taken on the Earth planet. It will have the ability to create what is desired by the people of your Earth planet. Therefore, the transactions will take place based upon consciousness and time, and many of the people of the Earth planet will learn how to manipulate reality in this space-time of the second subdensity of the fourth density. Upon entry into the third subdensity, there will be no need for any such currency because the changes in the system of the mind complex of humanity will be so advanced that any being part of the human social memory complex will be able to create any type of creation with their consciousness compiled together. Therefore, there will be no need for such currency as known by a people. Therefore, we, as the Pleiadians, would like to state that the final query which pertains to how can preparation for the fourth density be made in consciousness, we must state that the best way would be to realize that the fourth density planet Earth, or the new Earth, will not have any languages and no numbers. Therefore, the best way would be to pay attention to your emotional systems. And the more you pay attention to your emotional systems, the more you will become advanced enough to realize that there is a certain vibration shifting between every single emotion, and the focus of your attention must be taken away from thought forms and words and language and numbers, and instead focus upon the emotion. In everyday waking life, take time to focus on your emotional state rather than the words, the languages of your egoic self, as your ego operates only because it has access to words and languages and images. If both are taken away, there will only be your true self, which can sense emotional states. This is the new Earth paradigm of reality, and we welcome all of you, the bringers of the new Earth. We, the Pleiadians, now disconnect. Bye.
So my friends, after watching the video, I hope you have gained some understanding about what actually happened in the moon. So as far as I understood from my understanding of watching the session is that the reptilian, the Orions, they have infiltrated the moon, right? So basically what they are trying to do is they're trying to create another base in moon so that they can intercept all our communication systems. Basically what that means is what they're trying to do is they're trying to intercept our communication, which usually happens in terms of like radio signals or maybe other type of telecommunication which uses satellites, and it has to go to the outer space and then it comes back to the destined place. So in the same manner, what they're trying to do is they're trying to intercept all our communication. I don't know why they're doing this. Maybe they want to understand what we are doing, okay, in more clear manner. So this is what was the rocket that was seen by many of the scientists. And the other thing is the currency of the new Earth. The first thing that I've learned is that in the new Earth, okay, as we advance forward, we will not have this type of currency, the type of money we have right now, because what happens is that when we enter into the beginning sub-density of the new Earth, they said that it will become decentralized. Okay, so maybe something like bitcoins, which are decentralized and no one has the power, like no banks, no authority has the power over them. They will be prevalent at that time, and then later on, it turns out that consciousness, our consciousness will become the new currency. So this is mind-blowing, right? And I never thought that our consciousness would become the currency, but this is what they said, and it's really fascinating to actually just think about it, right? Like our consciousness, our attention is power. Okay, in a way it is power, and we don't know this, but we will realize it as Earth progresses into the fourth density. So the other query which we have is about the fourth density way of being. Like, how does a fourth density being live their life? During the waking day time, do they think? Do they imagine? So I found out that what they do is they don't indulge in language. So a fourth density being doesn't have any need for language because of telepathic communication. So what they do is, they don't talk with themselves on the inside like many of us do. We use language on our inner self, which talks and talks and talks and creates a lot of disturbance. So what they do is they don't have language, so there is silence. And then also one thing is during the waking daytime, I realized that, they don't use their imagination, right? So I think we can also do this, and they have said that we can become the bringers of the new Earth, okay? And they said the rise of the bringers of the new Earth specifically. I believe that we can choose to live that type of life right now. We can train ourselves to live like that, okay? So during the waking daytime, you do not indulge in using language inside your head. Any kind of language, you don't use it, so there is peace in your mind. And then imagination, don't use it during the daytime, just during the sleep state or during meditation when you want to create something, okay? So we can do this even right now. We have the choice to do it, and those who do it, they said, are the bringers of the new Earth. So my friends, I hope you have learned a lot in this session like I did. This session was really interesting and amazing, and I just want to say big thank you to all of you for supporting me on my Patreon, where I upload sessions which sometimes cannot be uploaded to YouTube. And also I'm planning to do live Q&As on my Patreon, so the link is on the description for my Patreon channel. And I also upload almost 3 sessions a week on Patreon. So the other thing is, I want to say big thank you to all of you for sending me requests for past live sessions, channeling, which I have helped you many a times, and I will do it when I get free time. And the other thing is, I want to say big thank you to all of you for downloading the free book, the PDF. The link is on the description. So with that being said, see you in the next session, my friends. Thank you.